Hitchcock, Keith Rocco.
The hottest driver in the SK Modified sits behind the wheel of Kelly Iverson's car. The Hitchcock Pool Independent Wheels, number 99. From Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania, Rowan Pennick.
He was a commanding winner in his heat race tonight in car number 94. In the Hines Motorsports entry from North Haven, here is Tyler Hines.
Sean Keith Poulin Drywell brings us car number 98. From Prospect, Connecticut, it is Nick Salva.
And the man behind the wheel of the purple 00, representing Membrino Racing from Prospect, Tommy Membrino Jr.
Alley Insulation, Sterling Security, car number 13. From Plainville, Connecticut, the one, the only, TC Ted Christopher.
Car number 48 in the United Roll-Off Services car, Eddie Spires.
Then it's the mosquito-free organic mosquito control, number 82, for Michael Christopher.
DJ Burnham in the 51, Todd Owen in the 81, and Cam McNermott in car number 5 round out our field.
The green is out. And at the point, Michael Jervis trying to shake off Tommy Bowles. Jervis in the LFR chassis car sets a blistering pace back to the line. Outside lane is looking racy. Burrill goes up the racetrack. Brian Sullivan stuck on the bottom.
Boy, a pretty good crossover move that time by Burrell as he tries to sneak underneath Tommy Bowles, but the move is not happening, and he has to worry about the presence next door of Dan Avery in the 10 car.
There's no question about it. Eric Burke, the Bulldog, follows Dan Avery to the front of the class.
Look at Burrell going under. Oh, and Bowles almost was surrounded. He almost had Avery on one side of him and Burrell underneath him. And now Jeff Burrell, the best he has looked all season long, is on the verge of taking second away from Tommy Bowles.
Jimmy Fuller helped work and set up that race car, and it shows. As now Burrell has moved into second, Avery went from the high side to the inside. And he now has found a home on the bottom. Challenging on the outside of Avery is Burt the Bulldog, and here comes Woody Pitcat. Crossover move.
And he tries to swoop underneath Eric Byrne, a move with authority for Woody Pitcat, but he can't get by Byrne. Brian Sullivan is behind him. And the battle continues, a tug of war between Burrell and Tommy Bowles. What a classic encounter. And right now it is Bowles leading by a nostril.
Further back in the field, Rowan Pennick hooked up on the outside of Kopsick. Todd Owen, the heartbreak story of the night, could turn into a feel-good story as Owen is following Pennick. And there's Williams there. 4-car battle at the bottom of the top 10.
And Williams got shoved backwards as Kopchik was also in the middle of that. To the outside was Pennick, so it was very close racing and everybody survived it. And the battle gets even tighter, and now Bowles tries to clear the 18 car. The outside lane is very friendly to Eric Byrne, but he has to worry about the guy to his inside, Dan Avery, one of Avery's best outings, and now becoming a contender. Woody Pitcat as he barnstorms his way to the outside.
Woody Pitcat felt he had a winning race car last week when he was involved in a jingle, no fault of his own. Tonight, he's looking as good as the night that he won. Further back, bottom of the top 10, Pennick, Williams, Michael Christopher, Todd Owen, and Ted Christopher.
Now Matty Ice is moving up into the lead pack of cars. Car number 3, he is angling on the back bumper of the Dan Avery machine. Michael Jarvis has led every lap.
We've got a car around underneath the Osterman billboard on the backstretch, and I believe that's the Ed Spires car. Car number 48, yes it is, Matt.
Making his debut this season. And now Keith Rocco, who has finished second each of the last 2 weeks, he is on pit road. So some heavyweights, Pennick, Williams, Rocco, and Membrino.
Kevin Crowley is the crew chief on the Rowan Pennick race car. His brother Brian is the spotter. And they're checking out the right rear of that race car. Darren Ayotte is down there checking out the Williams situation. Darren?
Yeah, guys, Ronnie Williams here on pit road. Stash Butova kind of doing a little coaching down here to take a look at this race car. They jacked it up. Don't see any problems with the 59 is away, but something must be up. That 59 car not at the speed, not getting around many cars right now early on in this race. John Gates, what's going on the other side of pit road? What's going on down there?
Well, Rowan Pennick came in with the number 99 Hitchcock Pools machine. They also did with that machine is they checked the tire pressures on it, do some minor adjustments as well. Also, the Mr. Rooter number 88 of Keith Rocco. That car is jacked up in the back. They were working on some front end, slight front end damage on that 88 for Keith Rocco. Car's off the jacks. He's heading back out onto the speedway.
Work continues on pit road. Brian Sullivan was a late arrival. Let's see if they can get that car back out as quickly as possible. Making an adjustment. Right rear coilover. Couple of turns there. 9 laps of 45. Remember, Extra Mart convenience stores, extra money, and extra laps. So we've still got a long way to go.
$300 bonuses to each of the top 5 cars. That is from Extra Mart. A bonus restart for Michael Jervis as he is able to get the upper hand against Tommy Bowles, and he catapults into the lead. Here comes Burrell. That car is very good on the short runs, so he is trying to yank second away from Tommy Bowles.
There's no question about it as they rumble off the turn. Here comes Woody Pitcat, forcing Bowles a little bit high. Meanwhile, Burrell has worked his magic on the bottom before, and Burrell almost was back to second. But now Bowles takes over the runner-up spot.
And a couple of heavyweights right behind him. Woody Pitcat on the inside, Eric Berndt on the outside. Then we have Galco and Avery ball and chain together for the next 2 positions. Burrell is pulled away from the combination of Bowles and Pitcat, and now he is going after Michael Jarvis.
There's no question about it. Michael Jarvis has been very strong. This was a new combination. He said it's taken longer than he thought to get the job done. Who has passed the most cars in this event so far? Todd Owen, the guy who thought he was out of the event after the first practice when they dropped the valve in the motor. But now, Owen's coming through traffic like the hot knife through butter, and he is to the outside of Galco. Burrell tested the waters a bit, but Jervis splashed back and took back and command of the lead.
It was a close call.
Oh, Owen's got trouble. Car number 81. Oh, and we've got a car sliding through the infield. That's the Bulldog, Eric Berndt.
And he was running in the top 4 before the caution came out.
Our chassis car, prepared by Johnson Automotive. Jeff Burrell running like days of old in the outside of row number 1. Then feature event winner Woody Pitcat, row 2 with Tommy Bowles. Eric Berndt, the Bulldog, making up the 3rd row with Avery. Galco in the 4th row with Kopsick. Michael Christopher in the 5th row with Ted Christopher. Nick Salva. Here they come. Back up through the gears. Leader is still Jervis. Trouble now. Turn 1. 2 cars have spun. And the caution flag is out.
Take it for all my guys. They worked real hard. Guys, everybody came, the sponsors and everything, came and give me support. So we'll be back next week for sure. It's like having a newborn. It just doesn't want to cooperate very much sometimes.
Well, hopefully it will cooperate soon. Todd Owen done for the day here tonight, but we'll see him back next week.
Well, there's one thing about Todd Owen. He never gives up. And it shows his determination is bound to pay off soon in 2016. Lights are off at the point. Place your bets now. Jervis has been the big dog for 14 circuits. Burrell has been tickling his heels. Green flag is out. And Michael Jervis has the lead. Here comes Woody Pitcat, Matt.
And he has room on the inside, trying to move into second against Burrell. And Woody Pitcat, the Sultan of Sturbridge, is on the verge of moving into the runner-up position.
Off the turn. Pitcat, the smoking gun in the Gunsmoke Stables machine, takes over second. Burrell continues to work his magic in the outside lane. And here comes the Bulldog, Eric Burnt.
And he is not backing down. The fellow Meriden driver, Matt Galko, is behind him. Alongside him is Tommy Bowles having a great run. And now starting to emerge toward the top pack, Nick Salva being pushed around by Ronnie Williams.
And while that's happening, Ted Christopher and his nephew Michael Christopher, now Ted Christopher dips to the inside of Michael. Avery is there. Galko gets a second wind. And Rowan Penix coming from the back, just as you predicted, Matt. And Kopsick gets Rowan Penix sideways.
And Penix is able to recover. Rocco is back in the mainstream at car number 88 as he tries to whistle underneath Object. Here is Avery. A little forearm shiver to the back bumper administered by Ted Christopher. As they roll off the corner, Avery holding Christopher behind him. But Ted Christopher looks like he is a fast race car looking for some elbow room.
Fastest car on the racetrack, believe it or not, Matt Galko. The car that's running sixth. Jervis still continues to hold on. 20 laps up on the board. Just shy of the halfway marker. And Michael Jervis has driven a flawless race so far. As now, Pitcat, crossover strategy. Spires off the pace down the front straightaway.
Jarvis was able to close the door on Pitcat. It is open again. Turn one. Here comes Pitcat. And the lap car slowed the progress of Woody Pitcat. And breathing easy is Michael Jarvis. He had an ally in that slower car on the bottom groove.
Halfway of the event is history. As they come back to the line, the first half goes to Michael Jervis. Pitcat still in the runner-up spot. Then it's Burrell, Burnt in the fourth spot, and Bowles in five.
As Galko losing a position to Ted Christopher coming off turn number 4. As whiplashing by him is a Sparks fly, Ted Christopher, car number 13. So he has moved into 7th place. Now Woody Pitcat had a good run a couple of laps ago. He has a good run now. Turn number 3, this is where he is trying to make it happen. They come off turn number 4, they are dead even.
Back to the stripe. Woody Pitcat clicks off and takes over the lead. First lead change, 24 laps in. Woody Pitcat, like days of old, Pitcat flying at the front of the field, but the heat is on. Jervis, the early leader for 23 and a half circuits. And now look at Eric Burnt.
Burnt is on the outside of Burrell, and he is able to diesel his way into the top 3. Tommy Bowles still hanging tough, but now he has 2 things to worry about. The presence of Ted Christopher and Dan Avery. So Christopher has gotten by Avery, as now he is moved into the top 6.
Look at Eric Burnt. Saw a little daylight, smooch to the back bumper. No love affair there. Pulls it back into line behind Jervis. Second, third, and fourth. Steps back out of line. Eric Burnt tries the bottom. Off the second turn. Down the back straightaway. Eric Burnt has muscled his way into the catbird seat. He is now in second.
And remember, there are 5 extra laps in which for Eric Burnt to make his move. So a 45-lap feature tonight, and that could be beneficial to the Bulldog. Now Jarvis, who has been very difficult to pass tonight, Burrell has tried it time in and time out, and right now he is pestering the back bumper. Bowles in 5th having a great run, but Christopher is getting closer and closer to car number 76.
He certainly is. Burrell is all over Jervis still. Here comes Rowan Pennick. And who's the tail that wags the dog there? It is Ronnie Williams with car number 59 following Pennick to the front of the class.
A healthy lead has been gashed open by Woody Pitcat. Byrne in 2nd. Burrell almost was able to thunder underneath Jervis, and Jervis has been impossible to pass tonight. Christopher looking for some room down low against Bowles, and that is a battle that deserves watching.
And it continues to be a dogfight battle for 3rd on back as Pitcat continues to dominate. Now, when he put this car in victory lane the last outing before last weekend's misfortune, he said that the car never worked any better than on that night. Cool temperatures mean fast race cars, and Woody Pitcat has just that.
And on that night, he held off Keith Rocco. Tonight, Eric Byrne closing in, car number 66. So Eric Byrne knows how to pace himself. And right now, he has reemerged as a factor, and that distance continues to disappear between Pitcat and Byrne.
Byrne's last time by, 19.156. Woody Pitcat, 19.273. Simply means that Byrne is a quicker race car, and it's showing.
And right now, Woody Pitcat hugging the bottom, giving Byrne no room on the inside. But Eric Byrne, one thing about him, when that car is right, it's as potent on the outside as it is on the inside groove. So Pitcat has a headache, and his name is Eric Byrne. Here he comes down low, turn 3.
Bonsai move to the inside. Pitcat slams the door, and Byrne tries a whole different strategy this time, Matt.
Moves to the outside, looking for some giddy up out there. As they bazooka their way into the 4th corner, Eric Byrne is not going away. He is like gum on the bottom of Woody Pitcat's shoe.
Further back, Ted Christopher has moved into the top 4. Burrell's in 5. Bowles is in 6th. And Williams is in 7th. Williams is still the quickest car on the racetrack, 19.078.
But the car in the penthouse is Woody Pitcat. Tommy Membrino is in front of these two guys, and we'll see how that adventure plays out. Once again, Eric Byrne going to the outside to get momentum. He is staying to the outside, and he is trying to get by Pitcat on the wild side of the track.
There's no question about it. Remember, early in this event, Byrne spun, but it was after the fact, so he didn't lose a position. Sparks will fly as Eric Byrne scuffs the cement wall down the back straightaway. No stopping him now. He's on a tear and glued to Woody Pitcat. Here's the final 5 map. A normal Friday night, it would have ended a lap ago. Now we're going into overtime, extra mark, extra convenience store style, and here comes Ted Christopher. Like days of old, TC, the winningest driver in Stafford history, up to the top 3.
So there was a little Ringo Starr action on the back bumper of the Pitcat car. Applied by Byrne, going outside. Looks like he has some stamina on the outside.
Crossover. Tries the bottom, but Woody slams the door.
But Byrne still has some opportunities left. One of them right now. Watch what happens. Turn number 3. Byrne will go high, and he might try another crossover move to get Pitcat out of shape. No, he's staying outside. This is where he is going to make his move. To the outside of Woody Pitcat.
They are wheel to wheel, off the turn, like two cymbals in an orchestra. making some noise, going for the gusto as they head into turn number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, white flag is out. No surrendering in the battle for the lead. The fans are jumping up and down in their seats. Still wheel-to-wheel bat. Turn 2.
Dead even. Here comes Bird to the outside, leading by about a breadcrumb. Pitcat answering back. They come out of turn number 4. Pitcat trying to seal the deal.
Down to the stripe they come. Woody Pitcat has done it. Eric Burt will finish in the runner-up spot. Wow, another amazing near photo finish in the SK Modifieds. Woody Pitcat, your winner.